Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this meeting at the Hunters Hill panel, local planning panel of the 6th of July. My name is Leslie Finn and I am the chair of today's panel. With me are Mr. John McInerney, Town Planner, who is sitting opposite me on the at the end. Next to me is Mr. Chris Young, Town Planner, and immediately opposite me is Mr. Barry Boufflio, who is the community member. I can advise that none of the members of today's panel have a conflict of interest in any of the matters before the panel and have signed declarations to that effect, which will ultimately be available on the council's website. Please note that the meeting is being videoed and recorded, so could you please all turn off your mobile phones? The panel members have been provided with all submissions and any reports and have visited the sites the subject of today's meeting. Speakers who wish to speak today will be permitted 3 minutes, and any extension to that 3 minutes is solely at my discretion. If a speaker before you presents the same opinion that you agree with, please don't repeat it, just it is enough for you to say that you agree. I move to adopt the minutes of the panel meeting of the 22nd of June, which were circulated by email to all today's members, to all the members of today's panel. And do I have a seconder? Seconded. Thank you. Now, the first matter before us this morning is a development application for alterations and additions to a 2-storey semi-detached dwelling at 89 Woolwich Road, Woolwich. And I think via Zoom, there is Alex, the site foreman, wishes to speak to the panel.
Hello. I just actually here to answer for any questions because we did all changes as requested by council, town planners and heritage consultant. So I think it's no major issues. But if you have any questions, I'm happy to.
Do any members of the panel have any questions of Alex?
Madam Chair. Madam Chair.
Well, thank you very much, Alex. Nobody has any questions of you, so you're excused. You're excused. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
The decision of the panel will be available in due course on the council's website.
Madam Chair.
Oh.
I'm sorry, there was another one.
Okay. Did you want to raise it with the Alex?
Possibly, yes.
Are you still there, Alex? It's gone.
I'm still here. Yes.
Oh, you're still there. Well, apparently it appears that Mr. McInerney does have a question of you.
Yes, it's in regard, Alex, in regard to your drawing number 403.
403. Yeah, just
Elevation. Well, both of them are elevations, but it's to the west.
so it's elevation drawings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In the west elevation, there's a note at the top where it says a translucent film to windows for privacy.
Yeah.
My experience, Madam Chair, the translucent film is not particularly effective if you're looking for some sort of privacy.
Look, we're happy to change it to obscure glazing.
Yes.
Instead, it's not a problem.
Okay.
That's fine. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thanks.
Any other questions, John?
No, that's it.
Thank you very much. The decision of the panel will be available in due course. The next item is an application for alterations and additions to an existing dwelling at 58 Prince Edward Street, Gladesville. There is a clause 4.6 involved. There was one submission in relation to privacy. Vaughan, you're not here for that, are you? No, I didn't think so. There is nobody registered to speak. So I can advise that the decision of the panel will be available on Council's website. The next matter is an application for alterations and additions to an existing dwelling at 19 Isla Street, Bladesville. Once again, there's a clause 4.6, re-landscaping. There is no body registered to speak, so I can advise that the decision of the panel will be available on Council's website probably tomorrow. The next matter is an application for a swimming pool and landscaping at 9 Birrett Street, Hunters Hill. And there is a Jim Capodistrius registered to speak, is there via Zoom?
Hi, are you there? I was just going to answer any questions regarding the project that you previously mentioned at 58 Prince Street, Prince Edward Street.
Do any members of the panel have any questions of Jim?
Just perhaps the question that has to do with the section 4.6 submission.
Yep.
And I'm not sure whether you're aware of it, but there are contradictions between that submission and the actual council report.
Yep.
In respect of the numbering, and part of the problem, I think, is the definition of what is the percentage. In other words, is the percentage of what area. That's the one comment. The other one is, I think, Madam Chair, that overall the case hasn't been made by the submission 6.4, and that's my opinion at this stage.
Does anybody have any questions of Jim? Any other members of the panel?
No, just a similar issue
No.
to one that
Yeah.
John raised.
Now I see that, thank you, Jim, for your attendance. The next person who wishes to speak, I think, is Vaughan.
That's great, Madam Chair. Before I start, Madam Chair, maybe there's a bit of confusion with the last speaker and the matter. I think he may have been referring to a previous matter.
Ah, well, I didn't write the list up.
No, totally understand. Yeah. Yeah.
I must say I did wonder, but in any event. Well, you're here now, Vaughan, tell us.
And maybe I can respond to the
Yes,
comments
I
from
think that would be a
the
very
panel.
good
Yeah.
idea.
So I guess first up, Vaughan Milligan, Town Planner. I'm here in support of the recommendation. I did note there were discrepancies, the numbers, the landscape area calculations provided in the report to what we provided. We've provided a breakdown of the landscape area of the site in a number of different ways, inclusive of the access handle, exclusive of the access handle, and also exclusive of areas less than 2 metres in width. I think at the end of the day, our position is that the pool we think is going to add a significant benefit for our clients, but it's also done in a manner where the view from the waterway and from the neighbouring properties is largely preserved because we're intending to retain the sandstone walls. There are conditions imposed by staff in relation to additional planting, which my client is aware of, and he's very happy to adhere to that. But perhaps the issue raised by the panel members in relation to the numerics might be something to go through.
Yes, we might have a number of questions.
Yeah, something to go through. Is that you have a concern in relation
Yeah,
to the
I
numbers?
was about to say, I think
Yeah.
some members of the panel have some questions. Perhaps we might start with you, Chris.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Well, we've got there are a number of plans that show us different ways to do it.
Yeah.
And I think I certainly accept the concept of the exclusion of the access handle.
Yes.
From the calculation there. But it appears to me in the calculations that it's gone the exclusion has gone a little bit beyond the access handle, and it's taken into account all the area in front of the garage as well, which I think is shown on LO4. It's all that purple area in the bottom has been excluded. And that to me makes a bit of difference. I think at the end of the day, we need to make sure that that all the figures are compatible throughout the reports, and that we know that the panel knows exactly what percentage it is and the exact reasons for it. One of the reasons, and I would certainly agree with you when you say that it's going to be a benefit to the residents of the house.
So,
but at the moment, I can't see where in the report we're saying it's sort of the benefit to the community, if you like. The preservation of the stone walls and all those sort of things, that'll happen if we reject the application.
Yeah.
So that to go ahead and prove something, we need to have a 4.6 that we're satisfied with. And we certainly had a look out on the site today. Normally we would probably be looking for somewhere where you could take up some paving. I don't think that's possible on that site.
no, we did look at that. There were no, there wasn't an area you could swap like for like.
Yeah, but I didn't get that impression when I read the 4.6.
Right.
And I didn't get the impression of the 4.6 about how that fitted in with the other areas as well. So have you worked out what you believe the proper figures are?
We provide, other than the variation on the access handle, which to be honest, I hadn't noted that the architect or the landscape architect had taken out all of the handle. I'm just doing this quick calculation to see if that's what he has done. I did a calculation myself of just the handle down to, I would have taken it to, I'm going to show you. I would have taken it to that point.
That's I did the same.
Yeah. So I think that's reasonable. Then, so if there's ambiguity in the numbers, then I can certainly look at providing that for the panel's benefit. If that's something you need before you make a decision, I can work with the architect to have that clarified.
Yeah. Well, that's my opinion, Madam Chair. We need to know those figures precisely before we can.
John.
I think Chris, I echo everything that Chris said. I agree with what he said, and not only just the figures, but as he touched on other matters as well, the opportunity for additional, if there is no, for example, if there is no opportunity for additional landscaping, and that should be clearly spelled out. The whole of the section 4.6 is an argument, not just a sort of statement of facts, really. So that covers my concern.
Barry?
Yes, just on the figures that are in the submission itself, on page 2, you say that you currently got a landscape area of 43.9%. When you take the pool out, that becomes 37.8%, which seems to be the right calculation. But then you say resulting in a variation of 36.9%. I don't understand what that figure is.
So from the required 60% control, we're 37.9% under the.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I see. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were saying
It caused great confusion to me, but I'm not a mathematical genius. But
from the
I think
42%.
Totally understand. And ordinarily we would do that to give you a variation of 10% from the control.
Yeah, no,
minor, but we're fairly significant because of the site conditions.
Yeah.
But that's what that's based on.
Any other questions, Barry?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Vaughan, is there anything else you want to?
No, Madam Chair, I guess maybe just if I could suggest for your deliberations, if it assists the panel, I could have LO4 amended in terms of the numbers to reduce the extent of what the panhandle is noted as. And I'm expecting that the panel might ask for some more information into the 4.6 just in relation to that community benefit. If you were minded to allow us the opportunity to do that, I could do that fairly quickly for you.
Thank you.
Well, 4.6 is written. We have to be satisfied.
Oh, yes, yes. Unfortunately, it's been published. Understand the difficulty.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, anyway, Vaughan.
Okay.
For your contribution.
That's all right. Thank you very much. It's good.
Been most useful.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for your attendance.
Right. Thank you very much.
And the decisions that we were available on the website. Probably.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much.
Your excuse. I now formally close the meeting.